Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a pizzeria business plan. Also, what I'd like to do is show you all how to construct a basic financial model that may be used you may be able to expand it into a profit and loss statement for your pizzeria business. Or you can also use it for your pro forma financial projections, your annual projections, income statements, and such. So I'm going to give you all some tips and tricks on how to go ahead and approach both the business plan aspect as well as the financial projections aspect of your business plan. All right, so with that said, the way the video is going to work is I'm going to go ahead and give you all some little bit of background about myself, why I feel I'm qualified to give you all some thoughts and ideas and tips for your pizzeria business. And then I'm going to go ahead and provide you all with the tips and tricks for the pizzeria business plan. And then finally, wrap it up with a summary, and we'll be off to making money again. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and zip through this little handy-dandy PowerPoint presentation I have designed for your listening and viewing pleasure. So first and foremost, as I promised, a little bit of background about me. I am a professional writer, specifically a business plan writer. If y'all want to avoid all the fun and excitement and the growth opportunities of writing your own business plan, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'd be delighted to go ahead and do it for you. Also, if you have your business plan pretty much done, your financial projections are in line, you just need to tweak it and turn it and, put a pretty little dress on it and make it all pretty and stuff. What you can do is you go ahead and go to Amazon.com and check out some of my business plan books. I do offer some in-depth tips and tricks on how to write business plans in various industries. So please feel free to check my information out over there as well. And then finally, education about me. I am an adjunct professor and subject matter expert for both business and finance. So if you have your business plan already taken care of, it looks great. It's those pesky numbers that are just really giving you a hard time, I'd be delighted to do your financial projections for you, or your business plan and your financial projections, or one or the other. Completely up to you. Just let me know. Again, love to help. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, or the pizza, of what we're actually here to do for the business plan, which is the tips and tricks, or for this video, the tips and tricks for writing a pizzeria business plan. So from my experience, tip number one, company description. Pizzerias, there are so many different ways that people are differentiating their pizzerias anymore. And it's not just, you go in and you've got, back when I was a kid, the pizzeria would be you go in there, you get your pizza, you sit down and you eat, or, it's going to be a full service restaurant that is with a foundation of a pizza, with the pizza as a product. That is not the case anymore. There are so many ways to differentiate the pizzeria that you do want to go ahead and state that in your business plan up front. Yes, your core competency and your core products are going to be pizzas, but how are you going to differentiate them? When someone says a pizza store or pizzeria, well, everyone's going to have a different image of it, so make sure you lock that down. Some differentiating factors for a pizzeria is the use of technology. Just recently, I read that there is a restaurant near me, a pizzeria near me, that is using a robot to deliver pizzas. So are you using some technologies? Or do you have an app for your pizzeria? Or are you going to have an app? Is it going to be a ghost kitchen? That's another favorite that people are doing. Is their pizzeria is more just selling pizza out of a ghost kitchen. They've got a little commissary going on there, and their specialty is pizzas, and they deliver them right from the commissary or some other location. Also, I've worked with people that are selling frozen pizzas too. So they'll make up the pizza and then they'll freeze it and they'll sell the frozen pizzas. Frozen pizza is almost as good as the original. And then finally, the traditional area is, if you're going to have a brick and mortar pizzeria, is it going to be just a traditional pizzeria where people are going to come in, grab a slice of pizza? It's not going to be table service, or is it going to be table service? Is there going to be a restaurant attached to it? Or you could be offering some subs? Or is it going to be more of a bar component? Or is it going to be all four of them? I've seen pizzerias that are a sit-down restaurant takeout with a bar on the right next to it. So whatever your differentiating factors are, there's so many ideas and conceptualizations. When we think of a pizza restaurant or a pizzeria, make sure to specifically and in depth describe it in your company summary. Also, tip number 2 in our tip number 1 would be introduce and discuss some statistics in relations to the pizzeria industry. So for example, a little bit of industry research that I have done, I found that the pizzeria industry right now in the U.S. is a $46.2 billion industry, with revenues projected to grow at about 2.8% annually. 2.8% annual growth indicates that it's a mature industry. So when you include these statistics in your pizzeria business plan, the first thing what you're going to do is you're going to add credibility to the document. When they see that, well, this is a factual statement here, and this is a factual statement here, and here's the sources I can find that. When you start training the reader that all this information is factual, you are adding credibility to the document. So when you get to your financial projection section and you have this credibility built up, is going to lend credibility to your projections. Even though we all know that future projections, we're just making numbers up here. There's no big secret. I love finance. I'm a finance guy. I write finance books. I design finance courses. I do financial models. I love finance, and all we're doing is just trying to guess the future, and it's not possible. But if you lay the foundation that all this other information is credible and factual, once the reader gets to the financial projections, it's going to add credibility to that segment. Also, when you include your industry statistics, you are showing the reader that you have done research in the industry and you have knowledge of the industry, and you are possibly an expert in the industry. You may not be an expert in this industry, but if you don't show statistics in there, you don't have a chance under the sun of establishing the foundation that you are an industry expert. You have to show that in the document, and a great way to do that is including the statistics. So there's a lot of opportunities and a lot of reasons to just briefly include excuse me, some of the statistics out there in regards to the pizzeria industry. All right, tip number 2, financial projections. Every business plan that I've ever written, that I'll ever write, is going to have a financial projection component in it. And the financial projections, they're going to include your next 5 years profit and loss, or next 5-year income projections. It's going to include your pro forma balance sheet, and it's going to include your profit and loss for the next 12 months. Designing those financial projections in this video is definitely outside of its scope. But what you can do is you can quickly and easily design a financial model that will take in variables in reference to your revenues, your fixed cost, and calculate just basic profits for you. I can show you how to do that, and it just takes a few minutes to do that. With that model, you can then expand upon it later to include your 12-month profit and loss and your income statement projections. However, in this video right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce y'all to this little handy-dandy pizzeria financial model that I've created. It took me less than 10 minutes to do. And with this information here, like I said, if you plug in just some variables in here, it's going to help you identify some price points and some expected profits based on your expectations. So the way this financial model that I've customized for the pizzeria industry works out is I've got it in 3 segments. The revenue segment is the first one. Then we've got our monthly fixed costs, and then our monthly profits. So for the first segment, what I do is, instead of trying to identify how many people are going to order a pepperoni pizza or a cheese pizza or a Sicilian pizza, we don't know what kind of pizzas people are going to be ordering. However, we have a better chance of guessing of how many customers we're going to have in daily and the average sales price that they're going to be dropping on a daily basis. That is information that we're going to have a better chance of guessing at, as compared to who's going to order an Italian sub or a ham and cheese sub or a salad. And it's just, there's no way we're going to be able to guess that. I mean, every time we put a guess number in there, our financial model is going to be more wrong. Let's keep it simple. All right, so the way that I've constructed this model is we're going to start with the average number of customer sales. In this example, I'm saying that we're going to get 30 customers in our door. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and say that the average sales price is going to be about $35, and our variable cost is going to be about $6.50. So based on my experience of talking with pizzeria owners as well as some other entrepreneurs and investors, that pizzas, one of the reasons not only is that pizzas are very popular, but the actual making of the pizza is actually relatively cheap for our raw material costs. So that's another benefit of having a pizzeria. So for this example, I'm saying our variable costs are going to be about $6.50. It's going to include the box and the dough and the cheese and the sauce and such like that. So the next step, once we have our three variables of number of customers, average sales price, and variable cost, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and calculate what our gross profits are. The way that we do that is we're simply going to deduct our average variable cost from our sales price. In this example, it's going to give us $28.50. Next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and multiply our gross profits, $28.50, by the number of customers serviced on average, or what we expect, which is 30. And once we do that, multiply 30 by $28.50 gives us $855. We're going to bring that $855 down here, and then we're going to multiply that $850 by the number of days in the month. If we're going to be open 7 days a week, we're going to multiply that by 30. If we're going to be open Monday through Saturday or Tuesday through Sunday, then we're going to go ahead and we'll run with the 26 days. Once we identify the number of the days of the week, a number of days of the month, we're going to multiply that by our gross profits. In this example, it's going to give us $22,230. The next section, we're going to go ahead and identify our fixed costs. So the fixed costs here is going to be our lease, our labor, our utilities, marketing, supplies, accounting, legal, insurance, and then miscellaneous. So for these fixed costs right here, I've went ahead and listed the categories, identified some budget for them, and then I totaled it up down here. For this particular example, I'm saying that our monthly fixed costs are going to be $10,950. Once we have our profit segment or our revenue segment complete and our monthly fixed cost segment ready to go, all we're going to do is we're going to then deduct our gross profits, which is $22,230, by our monthly fixed cost, $10,950, and then gives us a profit of $11,280. Once we have this model set ready to go, we can then go ahead and start changing around our costs. Let's say we found out a place that's going to be a little bit cheaper for the lease, but we're not going to get as many customers. We can go ahead and change that information and see how that's going to impact our profits. So if we went a little bit lower on the lease, but it would cost us less customers, it's actually we're going to be making less money. So it might be better to go with a higher lease and get the more customers, because our profits are going to be higher. So there's a lot of different answers this is going to provide us depending on the question from a quantitative analysis. So hopefully that information is going to be helpful to give you all some thoughts and ideas quantitatively of how this financial model can not only show you really quickly what you can expect from net profits based on some of your variables, but you can then expand this information here into a 12-month projection, as well as a pro forma income statement and balance sheet. So it's a great little foundation, and there's a lot of different uses for it. All right, so hopefully that information was helpful. And so in summary, when you're writing your pizzeria business plan, make sure to follow a proven format. You go to your SBA website or some other website, and you download a business plan template. That template might be good for a pizzeria, as well as a manufacturer, as well as a clothing designer, a lawn care company, and a construction company. So when you get that template, you now need to figure out what you need and what you don't need, and sometimes it's almost better or easier to start from scratch as compared to muddling through a template. So be careful of the format that you use when you're writing your business plan. Next is going to be to keep the star of the show as the business. Sometimes I'll get a pizzeria business plan and I'll know all about the different pizzas that they're going to be offering. And I've got a huge menu and all the sauces and great grandma's summarized recipes are going to be included in there. And all the information, all the products will be imported from Italy and Sicily and all this good stuff, and I know so much about the products that by the time I'm done reading it, I have no idea where the business is going to be. I have no idea who the owner is, and I have no idea what their expectations are for the customers and the sales prices and such like that. So when you're writing the business plan, make sure to keep the star of the show as the business and describe the business in its totality succinctly, but make sure to cover all aspects of the business. Don't just drill down on the menu. And then finally, contact me if you need a little bit of help. You need some help writing your business plan for the pizzeria, let me know. Love to do it. If you need some help with the financial projections with the pizzeria, again, love to help. If you need help with both, again, be delighted to assist. Just let me know. Hopefully this information was helpful, and if y'all want some more information on how to write a pizzeria business plan, just visit my website at qualitybusinessplan.com/how to write a pizzeria business plan. And if you do want a template, I do have a template prepared. I will be posting it for sale in the next couple of days. All you have to do is just go to qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan templates. Scroll down on that web page until you see pizzeria business plans, and that template right there will be there for you, for y'all to purchase. All right, so hopefully this video is helpful, gives you some thoughts and ideas and insights on how to write a pizzeria business plan. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up on YouTube, and as always, make a little bit of money out there. Thank you.